Welcome to the Reverberations Podcast, where we explore the human experience and the journey of self-discovery. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, John Stewart, founder of 365, author, sound alchemist, specialist in vibrational medicine, and integrative wellness with a focus on emotional trauma. As always, it's an honor to share this time and space with you, as well as what supports this podcast. There's no questioning the importance of our dietary intake in regards to our overall health and wellness goals. Known as a transformation company, I was introduced to Purium a little under a year ago and implemented it as a staple in my daily personal and professional practice. Designed in consideration of human physiology, human metabolism, and human potential, the Daily Core 4 is made up of 4 pillars of natural Purium products to cleanse the body and satisfy its critical needs at a cellular level. Their products fit any preferred dietary lifestyle, whether you're looking for detox, life transformation, nourishment, weight loss, immune support, fitness, gut health. You will be supported on your journey. And perhaps what I appreciate the most is that Purium is in alignment with my values, sourcing from organic, sustainable farmers and practicing eco-friendly shipping with a commitment to be plastic-free by the end of 2021. Purium is a quality, trusted company with a vested interest in spreading economic freedom through plant-based wellness. Visit ishoppurium.com. That's IShopPurium.com. Enter referral code AMPLIFYYOURLOVE for $50 off your first order. At 365, our mission is to facilitate and support the maximization of human potential and global sustainability by advocating whole health and promoting harmony within and throughout. 365's products and services are based on the ontology of mind, body, spirit, sound, where we address the full spectrum of well-being, physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional wellness. My mission as a practitioner is to lead clients to a clear and gentle understanding of their inner truth, untangling the energetic and subconscious constriction within our mind and body at a core level, loosening the intensity of belief patterns that no longer serve us, and providing an opening for us to remember and return to a state of harmony, natural vibrancy, and complete state of well-being. It all begins within, and it all begins with you. For 10% off products and services, enter code IAMLOVED at checkout. What's good, everyone? Thank you very much for tuning in. As always, it truly is an honor to share this time and space with you here on Reverberations and connecting and just being with each other. You know, one of the things I find so magical is that we can connect beyond time and space. And that's one of the things that I think of all the time, is to tune into the benefits of technology and how it serves us in ways that drive connection, that drive us to understand different dynamics of who we are. And that's the whole fundamental essence of the journey of self-discovery. That's what it's all about. And not getting caught up in the loop or in the story or the perpetual patterns that hold us back from being the essence of what it is that we know to be true at the very core of us. So understanding the energy dynamics of our life, the past, the present, the future, beyond that, really just allowing yourself to be present in the moment and tapping into whatever the experience is with the energetic signature that allows us to have a frame of reference. And that frame of reference is what I was inviting us to tune into in the last podcast. And that's what the invitation was to tune into at the end of the last episode, is to look at our life, to look at moments in our life that were impactful, without judgment, no good, no bad, without judgment, just simply impactful, a memory that comes in. What's the first one that comes right now? What's the furthest memory that you could think back to? And I invited everyone to sit with that, to feel into it, And if it's one of the heavier ones where there is resistance, if that amplifies to a point of where it impedes us or impacts us on a visceral level to the point of where our performance is mitigated, where we're no longer in harmony, in dis-ease, and that's not a bad thing. We are not in our ease and flow. So regaining our energetic signature, then definitely open up and have a conversation with someone, typically someone who's going to be a skilled professional in the navigation of the emotional waters with integrity. It's a very fragile space, a very vulnerable space, which is why a lot of people check out. It opens us up to have to be emotionally mature, emotionally aware, and has an even greater impact if we look at it from a space of action, in terms of acting on our emotional awareness, our conscious awareness. Because once we become consciously aware of something, there is a level of accountability and responsibility that comes forward that we have to, or we have the opportunity to take a look at, and that's a choice. That choice right there determines largely the energetic output of our life experience. So our choices, whatever those choices, they have an emotional signature that goes along with it. Is it an alignment of something that brings us greater harmony, or is it something that is going to have a different impact? Does it bring us closer to our soul? Does it bring us closer to our yes? Does it really align with what lights us up? And if it doesn't, there's nothing wrong with that, because that's going to provide an opportunity for growth. It's all on how we perceive that. Now, those experiences, the traumatic ones that come up, like when I talk about them, I get in there, I get into the emotion of it. It's as if there is something there. If there's some sort of awareness, if there's some sort of information, it's medicinal to tune into it, because it frees our mental space. That's where the disease, that's where the disharmony is where our conscious awareness is cognizant that there is something that needs to be tuned into, and we don't do it. We're not honoring ourselves. So that's where the invitation is to have a different perspective of how we look at life experiences. And one that just came forward in my own life is my grandmother passing. She just passed the other day, and I've been sitting with it, and I've been going back to all of these memories that I've had. And it's interesting because I try to think of different memories, you know? Have you ever done that, of where you sat there and you're thinking of something? Let's just say you're thinking of your last vacation. Typically, the same memories are the ones that come forward when we try to think about something. And as we sit with it, there's less of a control with it. We're not trying to find something. We're not trying to search the files in the memory banks. We're allowing the memory bank to organically happen. So it's not just a mental process, it's an actual feeling. It's a recollection. We re-experience it, which is why a lot of trauma is so painful. Because it has visceral impacts, it has physiological impact. It literally takes us right back to the feeling or the emotional expression. And most of the time, a mind-body connection with it. And that's where fight, flight, freeze tends to show up. And it's in those moments where healing lives. It's in those moments of where, if we place our conscious attention and intention on just the energy, just the energetic imprint of what the dominant feeling is in that experience, whether it's pain, joy, fear, anger, whatever it might be, to feel it, really feel it. And the question that comes forward is, well, why would I want to be the living expression of anger? When we allow ourselves to feel the energetic imprint, to feel the vibration of what it feels like, then we have an opportunity in that moment to tap into the magic. It's that anytime that we're able to tap into a powerhouse, a storehouse of potential, Because those energetic imprints, there's information there. There's an excess of information or a deficiency of input. So the gift really is to tune into those moments. And whatever that feeling is allow ourselves to experience it. And again, it's not easy. And often at times we need someone there to be able to hold space for us. That's what holding space means. Is to allow someone to have their experience. They will also be able to be a tour guide if things tend to go a little bit off path. And that's one of the fundamental principles of community, sustainability within the community, is to hold others accountable for their truth. And there's ways to do that. I go back to the memories with my grandmother, and she held people accountable. She was a strong, strong woman. It's interesting because it's been an incredible opportunity to honor her life, to feel into what the wisdom is there, the seeds of wisdom that are there for me, what my perception of her, what my memories of her, what my experiences are with her. And then to tap into the energetic imprint of all of those that come forward. This is where the wisdom is. This is where the lineage is. These are our elders, the stories that we reflect back on, the memories that we've shared, the insights that we have gained. And as I reflect back on the time that I've shared with her over the past year, I've had some of the best conversations that I've ever had with her. And most of them were in the unseen. They were unspoken conversations of where we would just look at each other, of where we went beyond the noise, beyond words, beyond time, beyond space, into the space in between. Just pure energy and feeling her soul, feeling her wisdom, feeling her energetic imprint of her soul's yes, of all that she has gone through, of all that she has experienced, of all that she has seen, all that she has overcome, of all her successes, of all that she was of service to, and witnessing her as a human being. This is my lineage. This is my elder. This is my ancestor. And I look into her smile, and I see mine. I saw her as a creative individual like I've never seen her before. And I wondered if she experienced the same things that I experience in this lifetime, where I've never felt like an artist. I've never felt like a musician. I've never felt that I was received the way that I felt inside. And somehow I feel that she got me with that. In those words, "You're doing a good job. You're doing the good work." They resonate so deeply with me. They reverberate in each and every single cell. Because all that I feel is she just wanted to create and show her love through her creative expression, to be seen, to be felt for her depth of emotion. And she loved to share. She made more Afghan blankets than anybody on this planet, and she gave them away to everyone. She loved it. One of the beautiful things after she passed, a few people had mentioned, "I still have those blankets that your grandmother made for me." How special is that? She was making them up to the point until she couldn't make them anymore. With her Alzheimer's and her dementia, she was still making them. Like pure muscle memory. So much love, so much joy went into each and every single one of those. I am in awe of what a strong woman she really was. I knew it while she was alive. I gained more and more respect for her over time as I saw how well she held things together. A true matriarch in every sense of the word. Every sense of the word. And I recognize how grateful I am to have had such a strong, supportive, creative, loving, reverent woman in my life. So, Grandma, I know you're here with me. I know that. And thank you for the opportunity for so many wonderful conversations, for feeling me, for imparting your wisdom, for allowing me to care for you to the best of my ability. I'm honored to have been able to spend so much time with you over the past year. You've reminded me of what love is, of what true love is. It reminds me of this one passage that I heard somewhere, of where two people sit down on a bench and they're sitting there for about an hour. Not one word has been spoken. And one person gets up, turns to the other and says, "Thank you." The other person says, "For what?" "The best conversation I've ever had." And that's exactly how I felt with our conversations. It's not just the words. It's not just our body language. It's when we tune in into those spaces in between, into the silence, in between the notes, into that void where there's just pure, energetic expression, and surrender into that space. It is so, so divine. And one of the other things that I've been able to do is to tune into generational trauma. When we allow ourselves to really feel into those moments, into the silence, we open ourselves up to so much wisdom, so much insight. Like I was saying before, that's where the magic begins. So for me, a large part of what I work with is emotional trauma, generational trauma, of understanding our story, of navigating our life experience, not just right here and now, not just what happened 5 years ago, not just the major traumatic instances that happened to us, how we have reacted or responded to them, and continue to go back and back and back in time and sit in that silence, sit in that space in between, and not wait and not actively listening, simply sitting and breathing. There's no coincidence that our inhalation is called the inspiration. And as we receive that breath from seemingly out of thin air, we inspire our body with infinite intelligence, all that ever was, all that will ever be. It's all available for us right here, right now, when we allow ourselves to enter in to that space in between, of where we're no longer in control, of where we merge with the infinite intelligence, of where we are not separate, not detached, not disconnected, of where we are simply a vessel, a conduit, a divine representation, a carbon copy of infinite intelligence, of where we are all connected. All things throughout creation, every single thing. We are not separate. So as I was saying before, we allow ourselves to go back into those spaces. There's wisdom there for us. We try so hard to compartmentalize. We try so hard to conceptualize. We try so hard to think our way through things. There's the saying, the only way out is in. I drop it a little bit deeper. The only way out is through. And it's not thinking through things. It's sitting with it and breathing and allowing ourselves to be with it. And as we are with that infinite intelligence in that moment, we are able to move through the energetic expression of it. Like I was saying, why would anybody want to sit with anger? Why would anybody want to go back to a traumatic experience and to sit with the anger, to really feel it? Because once we bring something to our attention and we address it, we call it by its name, it no longer has control over us. We are able then to sit with it. And then we can have a conversation with it. We can then open up a dialogue with it. We can then respond rather than react. We can rather tune in to what is for us rather than what is happening to us. There is an opportunity for growth. There is an opportunity to compost what is no longer in service to us. There is an opportunity to recycle that energy and create space so there is something that is more available to us. That energy is no longer necessary. That energy is no longer ours to hold on to. And this is one of the things that understanding generational trauma, understanding the lives of our parents, the lives of our grandparents, the lives of our elders and our ancestors, and what stories that they have carried forward, especially for those that suffer from emotional trauma, that suffer from repeated patterns, addictions, abuse, giving ourselves the opportunity, especially with someone who's able to sit there with us and hold space so that we can navigate this journey of self-discovery, so that whatever has been holding us back, holding us down, constricting our thoughts, restricting our actions, whatever has been the weight on our shoulders, the filter in our voice, the trembling in our body, the blockage in our mind, the fear to move forward, the resistance to overcome. When we are vulnerable enough to allow ourselves to experience our truth, we welcome a strength that is uncommon. We gift ourselves with the unconventional wisdom of the infinite. We draw ourselves closer to God, or whatever we choose to call our connection with Source. This has nothing to do with religious righteousness or spiritual one-upmanship. This has everything to do with our interconnectedness, with our ability to tap into infinite intelligence, to receive the same sort of healing, receive the same sort of wisdom, the same sort of insight that Jesus tapped into, that Buddha tapped into, the mystics, the healers have tapped into. We are not separate. It's fully available for us. And this is what I am of service to. This is what I am here to remind myself of each and every single day. And again, I give so much love and gratitude to my grandmother for reminding me of how potent the unspoken conversations are. This is the power of meditation. This is the power of prayer. This is the power of contemplation. And then when two people enter into that space and are able to hold that space and to sit with each other and just see each other for who they are at a soul level, the magic is amplified. Connections are deepened. The bond is strengthened. The love is amplified. So my invitation again is to tune in with what no longer serves you. Tune in to what is occupying space in your mind, in your body, that's not in alignment with your soul's yes, that's not in service to collective consciousness, and allow yourself to go into the spaces in between. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, to set the energy in motion, that as we learn to express our vulnerabilities and to support each other in that space with responsibility, accountability, tenderness, compassion, presence, reverence, forgiveness, right relationship, harmonious relationships of where we recognize that we are all connected, and that when we take care of ourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, to express our truth, to express our emotional vulnerabilities, to where it's valued, we will really begin to see consciousness shift within and throughout. Again, it's one of the main reasons that I wrote my book, It All Begins With You, because it does begin with me. If I don't take care of myself, guess what? Nothing else is. No one's going to do it for me. Though if we're not willing to participate, to get out of our own way, then we are not supporting a sustainable and harmonious existence. And one of the things that my grandmother said to me that left a lasting impression years ago was, this is just a me society. It's all about me. And she just had such a tone with it. And it didn't sit well with me. It didn't resonate well. It seemed negative and it seemed not right. Because I was like, I was young and I was like, well, it is about me, because if it's not about me, then who is it about? And what she was saying is, it's about all of us. That yes, there is personal responsibility and accountability. That yes, there is our journey. There is our personal experience. And there is a world that needs us. A world that is waiting for us to get our head out of our ass. There is a world that is waiting for us to love and support one another. There is a world that is waiting for us to take responsibility for our own shit. There is a world that is waiting for us to no longer accept domination, control, abuse, corruption, fraud, deliberate acts of heinous crimes. There is a world that is waiting for us to come together. This isn't some lofty dream of world peace. This is a real application, a practical application of what it is at the foundation of our conscious awareness. We have come too far to only get this far. We have built incredible things. We have utilized our mental capacity to create inventions seemingly out of thin air. Mind-blowing. And yet, we still struggle to get along. We still struggle with interpersonal relating. Because of what? Of how stuck we are to our own beliefs, our own stubbornness, of where we won't just sit in that space of discomfort. Of where we don't always have to be right. It's not always just option 1 or option 2, this or that, left or right, up or down. There's a whole space in between. It's in that space that harmony is. Harmony is navigating the spaces in between. It's giving ourselves the opportunity to sift between the noise. It's giving ourselves the opportunity for all of us to live a life worth living, of where we can decrease unnecessary trauma, unnecessary crime, unnecessary actions against humanity, unnecessary actions against all in creation. We've created a world. Let's not create ourselves out of it. The invitation is for all of us. Myself, you, them, to start flipping it around and thinking about we, to tune in with how we can be better together. And I love each and every single one of you. I don't have to like anything. I don't have to like the way that something shows up. I don't have to like the way that I'm treated. I don't have to like the way that anything presents itself to me. My responsibility is how I respond or react. Though I do love each and every single thing in creation because it's a reflection of who I am. And there's always going to be that person that's going to come up to you and say, well, are you going to love that person that abused you? Are you going to love that person that caused you so much pain, so much trauma, so much anguish? Yes, I am. I don't have to like them, but I'm going to love the shit out of them. I'm going to love the shit out of my own position and sit with it so I can shift consciousness, so I can lean into forgiveness, so I can create space for something that is of service to me, so I can create space for joy, so I can create space for love, so I can create space for abundance, so I can create space for happiness, so I can create space for peace, so I can create space for gratitude, so I can create space for life. So again, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for co-creating. Thank you for being you. Thank you for where you're at. And thank yourself, really. Thank yourself for who you are. For all of your dreams, for all of your wishes, for all of your desires, for all of your ideals, for the essence of you, and for being a part of this incredible experience that we call life. Have an amazing day today, and let's love and support one another. And if this has inspired you, if it's touched you in any way, please share this with your friends. Share it in your social media. Let's allow this message to reverberate. Allow it to echolocate all that is in service for a more sustainable and harmonious community, for all in existence, for all in creation. It's here, it's now, it's on time, it's on purpose. Why not? Let's amplify the love. Feel free to check out my website, 365.com. That's 360five.com. 365 is where you'll be able to find products and services that are in support for a more sustainable and harmonious life, of where we tune in to maximizing human potential and global sustainability by advocating whole health. And Amplify Your Love is my journey of self-discovery, my creative expression through word, through writing, through prose, through music, through sound. And I would love to welcome you there. You can also find me on any social media platform. And feel free to reach out to me, drop a comment. I'd love to tune in with you. So again, have yourself an amazing day today. And thank you. Thank you for being you. Love you all.